Coming up on this major Tuesday edition of Morning Drive, Matt Janella tells you the wild story of how Erin Hills came to be.
Anyone who knew anything about golf could instantly see how extraordinary this land was. I was determined to do anything in my power to turn it into a golf course.
Plus, our pros introduce you to the most challenging holes that players will face this week.
Similar to Chambers Bay. It's extremely difficult.
Big, tiring, severe, windy. It's US Open, so I'm sure it's going to be pretty tough.
And 8-time US Open participant Chris DeMarco will take you inside how players are preparing for the greens at Erin Hills and how it can help your own game.
Chris DeMarco playing his second here at the par 3. Nicely done.
All that and more coming up on Morning Drive.
Morning Drive, presented by Rolex.
Well, the 117th US Open is just 2 days away, and as we take a live look at Erin Hills on this Tuesday morning, cloudy skies imply that storms seem to be looming in the Wisconsin area. As we welcome you into Studio AP, Carl Robinson, alongside Damon Hack, a man who has competed in countless US Opens, Chris DeMarco. Guys, weather is always an issue at these championships. It's looking, Chris, like it could be a testy few days of preparation.
Yeah, it really actually benefits the players because if it rains, it's going to soften that course up. So the USGA isn't going to make the course the way they want it. It's going to play a little bit easier, softer. Obviously, makes the fairway softer, which means if you're offline, it bounces and it doesn't bounce into that hay. It'll kind of bounce and stop where it lands, and the greens will be a lot more receptive.
Well, the rain does not stop news from happening, guys. According to ESPN's Ian O'Connor, Paulina Gretzky had a baby boy yesterday, which will allow Dustin Johnson to compete in the U.S. Open. We all remember what happened in April. He was not able to compete in the Masters, the big story when he fell down the stairs. But congratulations to the Johnson and Gretzky families, and DJ, the world #1, hoping to go back-to-back in the U.S. Open, to become the first person to do so since Curtis Strange back in 1989.
And win on what would be Father's Day.
Yes, indeed.
Once
Excellent
again,
point.
the new father of two. Well, I mentioned the weather forecast. Let's take a little look at how it is looking out there in the next couple of days, Damon. We will get onto that because it is likely going to be a story.
Yeah, storms yesterday, storms expected today, storms expected throughout the week, and we're going to talk about how this affects the preparation of these players that have not seen this golf course very much, Car.
Yeah, you just mentioned they had the overnight storms. As we take a look ahead to the next few days, today actually, in theory, looks like the best of them. Thunderstorms really a chance Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The percentage of rain you can see increasing. Makes you think, Chris, that today is going to be one of the most important days to get that work done.
Yeah, absolutely. When the forecast looks like what it does on Wednesday, you want to get as much golf as you can in. I'm assuming that first tee is going to be pretty crowded at 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning.
What are your thoughts on a Tuesday morning? Yesterday you talked about you want to take it easy. Maybe you play 9 holes. Today is supposed to be a huge day of work for these players, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, a normal Tuesday would have been I would have got up probably around 7:30 in the morning. Got moving, got to the course by 8:30, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, eat some breakfast, get stretched out. Joey D, I was working with Joey D, he'd always stretch me out, get a good stretch before I played. Go hit balls for 30, 45 minutes, get a feel for it, and then go play. Try to play 10:30, 11, usually long rounds of golf at the US Open because in between tees and greens there's a lot of autographs you're signing, usually waiting anyway, so it's usually somewhere between a 5.5 to 6 hour round anyway. You get done late afternoon, sign a few more autographs, and then I would always go to the practice green and the putting green, and I'd really work on my short game and really try to get a feel for the greens, how it was chipping, especially out of that rough, out of tight lies, how the greens were reacting, just try to get my speed down and really kind of get precise with that. And then on, obviously Wednesday's another kind of easy day.
Is today likely the first time you have seen the full golf course?
Today would have been the first time I saw the whole golf course. I would have saw 9 holes yesterday on Monday, and then today I would have definitely started with the back 9. Whatever side I did not play on Monday, I would have started with today, so that if the rain came or something came, I would definitely at least get all 18 holes in, and then I would go to the other 9.
So if these storms linger today and you can't even get on the golf course, what are you doing? Are you studying your yardage book? Give us an example of how you spend the time.
Well, there's really nothing you really can do. I mean, obviously, you look at maybe the course, go over it with your caddy and see about maybe what the lengths are, maybe where you're hitting driver, maybe where you're laying up. But other than that, if they don't let you on the golf course, that means none of the facilities are open. You can't chip, you can't putt, you can't hit balls, you can't do anything. So if it looks like a long extended rain delay, then a lot of times I leave the golf course, maybe go watch a movie or go do something. And if it opens up, go back out and try to get as much as I can done.
Say that you do get in your 18 today. What are you looking to do tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow's would be another 9 holes.
Just 9. Okay.
I try to play, on Monday I would play 9 if it was early in the morning. Then today I would play my 18 holes, and then tomorrow I'd play late. So I'd get 1 round of 9 holes in the afternoon, 1 round of 9 holes in the morning, and then kind of 18 holes midday. So I kind of get the feel of how the course is playing at all different times, early, midday, and late.
As we take another look at Erin Hills, I think they're reporting some lightning in the area, guys, so it really might be a very tricky day of preparation. Chris, I can't help but think back to the Masters. The early week was really covered in stories about the weather, as we just see some lightning bolts coming down there over the grandstands. They're not going to want anyone on the grounds with those kind of conditions here. I remember hearing Justin Rose speaking to Todd Lewis on, I think it was the Wednesday before the Masters tournament started. He said the preparation I did a few weeks ago now seriously comes into play, because I haven't had the opportunity to do Monday through Wednesday this week what I would normally have done. Could that be the case for guys that would have put in scouting trips earlier to Erin Hills this year?
Absolutely. Guys that went there early, and I never was the guy that did that, and obviously took the risk of something like this happening. But guys that went out and got to see the golf course, and again, I said it yesterday, the course in the last month is probably played tougher than it's going to play at the U.S. Open, because they're trying to grow everything up and get everything uniformed. So all this grass is higher than it's normally going to be, especially come Thursday morning of the U.S. Open. They're going to cut this down a little bit, kind of make it uniformed. The guys that played it are probably played it the hardest it's going to play.
Well, Carl, you mentioned Justin Rose. We're going to take a look at his tee time right now. It's a terrific one. 3 major champions grouped together: Jason Day, Justin Rose, and Rory McIlroy. I spent some time with Justin at the BMW PGA. He said he really had to reboot after that close call at the Masters. He obviously won this championship back in 2013 at Merion. He's an Olympic gold medalist. When you look at his skill set, Chris DeMarco, on this golf course, what do you see?
Justin Rose is an unbelievable ball striker. So, coming so close to the Masters, having it in his grasp, had a putt to win and just barely missed. It definitely takes something out of you. But he's a champion. He's a U.S. Open champion. So I'm thinking he will rebound this week on a golf course that will suit his game.
He's one of 2 U.S. Open champions in this group. Of course, the other is Rory McIlroy. Much anticipation over what we might see from Rory McIlroy this week. We really haven't seen him for quite some time. He had to pull out of the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth, saying he was waiting to prepare himself for the U.S. Open. What would you like to see from him this week, Chris?
I mean, I just want to see him, one, healthy, and I want to see him, if he drives the ball good, I want to see what he can do. Because this golf course, in our meetings this morning, Charlie Reimer went out and looked yesterday and saw that the golf course necessarily isn't one of the longer golf courses, even though by yardage it is. But if you can get some of these areas here, you can get down there and move 40, 50 yards, get down there a little further. A lot of wedges out there. And if Rory can get his driver in the fairway and keep it out of that fescue, it should be a really good week for him.
Well, don't forget, Rory won his US Open in 2011 after a week of very wet conditions there as well. It will be interesting to see how Erin Hills plays this week. One thing's for sure is we've really had no prior experience. This is the 3rd USGA Championship that has been held there, but the first United States Open. As we say good morning to Lauren Thompson.
Thank you so much, Cara. And yes, just on that note, with this being the first time that our country's national championship is being staged at Erin Hills and in Wisconsin overall, our travel insider, he's made it his priority to get you the details of the history of the course. Matt Janella and the surprising story of how Erin Hills became a major venue is still ahead. Now, Matty G, he's also going to be giving you the full scope of the golf scene outside of this week's U.S. Open. Just what kind of excitement does the Badger State hold for avid amateurs like yourself at home? You might be booking a trip there after you see the sights that he found. But make no mistake, we know your mind is set on how things will shake out at Erin Hills this week, and a big part of it will unfold on the 4 par 5s. Our analysts on site, who have familiarized themselves quite well with the course, they're going to show you the secrets the players will need to navigating them successfully, because it's a public course, so you might need these details one day on a trip of your own. However, we're now just 2 days away from kicking off the competition on site in the town of Erin in southeastern Wisconsin. Morning Drive presented by Rolex. And the players this week, they know the stout challenge ahead.
It always seems to be a long week. It's tough. Golf course is always extremely hard, and any mistake you make, it really punishes you. And, there's not many golf courses that are set up that way, and especially when when you're playing for a major, it makes it quite difficult.
They try to kind of break our games down, and the course exposes us, whether it's putting or driving, whatever it might be. And I look forward to that challenge, but I feel like afterwards, I've been in a fight with somebody and I'm all beat up.
You have to have good attitude, you have to have good emotional control, and then on top of it, you just have to grind.